So let me elaborate a little bit on the Joseph Holmes connection, because Joseph was alive at that time, and Randy was, at the height of his performing career, and Ariane Dolan was in the company. Winnie was the new dancer at the time. So Stephanie had this arrangement, kind of a thing where you guys can come and rehearse here on Sundays. Then my advanced students can take your class, and we'll do like sort of a barter, and then you guys can have the space. So I was working my way up the little system, and I finally got to the point where it's like, okay, you can take the Joseph Holmes class, which of course I've been dying to do because I had been anyhow, so Harriet Ross is there in the front, and then everybody sits down like this, and I was like, what is going on? And I'll remember it to this day, and she literally said, and they started the class, and I burst into tears. Something got me like so hard. I had no idea what I was looking at or what it was. It seemed so elegant and so mysterious. I was like, what are they doing? And I'll never do that. Little did I know. I just had like a lot of feelings. I had a lot of feelings about things. And so I found a technique where I could pour like my emotional life, my imaginative life, and then my physicality. So then I get to Graham, and it took years for that exposure to the repertory to come in, but now, as a scholar and as an artist, having done so many of these works, I think what probably in the end really appealed to me was Graham's profound investigation of the unconscious and her desire to draw from the unconscious and bring it into consciousness. Now, Graham is considered totally old-fashioned. At Batsheva, which was created as a Graham too, they make fun of Martha Graham. It's all Naharin, it's all Gaga technique. Fine, and it makes sense. Merce Cunningham had to go away. Paul Taylor had to go away. They have to go away. But I still think you have to acknowledge that she was the person who made possible what you are doing today. There would be no Gaga. There would be no Ohad Naharin without Martha Graham. And so I think that is I think it's very disrespectful. So the Graham work, I think, is profoundly psychological, profoundly physical. It does take itself very seriously. And dance has moved on from that in many ways. But you have to, so that's part of the work that we're trying to do with my solo concert or with this, is that there's no museum to know where we came from. If the dances aren't performed by somebody, we have no context, And so somebody's got to sort of maintain that. And so that's, I think, where my role is in the dance world now.